so much to you and me. Let's talk. Talk about the things that mean so much to you and me. Let's talk.
Hey everybody, welcome to another exciting program of Let's Talk. As you can see, I'm Henry Benefield and I'm sitting at the desk with another exciting conversation with all of our guests today. We want to inspire you to get a pencil and a piece of paper because you know our desire is to bring information to you. Of course, you know we always do that every time we do a broadcast, all right? So first, let me start by saying Let's Talk would like to extend its condolences to one of the members of the Praise TV that made his transition. A lot of you used to see him on some of the programs here at Waycross Media, and that's Pastor Mac Jackson. He made his transition. We send our love and our condolences out to his family in the time of his transition. We certainly want to thank him and all of his family for the memory of being able to associate with such a fine gentleman. We will truly, truly miss him. And I wanted to take that time, first of all, to say that God bless the family. Continue to pray for them as they go through their time of bereavement. Okay, let's get into our first conversation. She is, first of all, associated with an organization called the Red House. And I'm going to let her finish it out. It's called Red House. I want you to remember that because I know sometimes you don't remember the stuff that comes afterwards. But Red House is an important name. It's called the Red Tree House. And her name is Sue Bitsko. And I'm going to welcome her on the program and let her explain to you what does it mean to be a part of an organization called the Red Tree House. Sue, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Henry.
Listen, I tell you, we went online and looked at the situation with, not situation, but the website in reference to the Red Tree House. And I always tell people, remember the little things that are catchy, Red House, Red Tree House. So I want to make sure Red Tree, and she's wearing red today because of the Red Tree House. Let's get into the program. What is the Red Tree House?
It is a website, an online resource, actually an effort on the part of the state to try to get all of the resource information, all the resources available to families and professionals helping those families in one place.
So what you're simply saying, in the past we've had to go to the yellow pages, the green pages, and go to this part. Now we have a central location that we could go and find out information, anything pertaining to family, and I'm sure there's a great genre of different areas that you can look at on the website. So tell us a little bit more about it.
Okay. Can I back up and give you a little bit of background information
Certainly.
of where we came from? A little bit of history lesson.
Okay.
About 8 years ago, more than 100 organizations, including lots of family members, got together to say, okay, what do we need? We know all these pockets of information are out there. How can we make this easier for families? Because it just was so difficult. And that was at a time when the internet was kind of blossoming, and people just didn't know how to deal with it. And you Google things, you're just not really sure what you're going to get.
Exactly.
So trying to have a place where we could have resource information, where organizations would be vetted, thoroughly checked out, so that we could tell people, if you find it on this website, it's good. It's legit.
Wow, and that's like that Better Business Bureau.
Yes,
If it's been approved by this website, it's legitimate, like you just said. I'm sorry, please continue.
Okay, so what came out of this group of 100 organizations and family members and so on was that we needed things in one place, and they thought that a website was the way to go. But if you think back 8 years ago, if you didn't have a computer...
Sure. It was all new.
You didn't have access to the internet.
Certainly.
So it's like, how are we going to do this? Well, little did we know how things would develop. Everybody's got a smartphone. Everybody today is connected to the internet. So that was just we were just blessed that things happened the way they did. But we started working on trying to build the resource bank. And that's a lot of work, trying to get out to organizations.
With so many.
So many. And the website is free. We're grant funded, so it's free for organizations to be on it. And it's free for families to use it. So for organization, it becomes free promotion, like free advertising. So, and again, that's something that we want to be sure that we maintain because it doesn't do us any good if you have to be a member like Angie's List or something
Sure.
like that.
Sure.
So we wanted it to be free, and we wanted to have all this resource information. We also wanted to have documents that come out from the state, because, for instance, Ohio Department of Education might put out a protocol plan for what schools should do for bullying, and there are plans. So if any of your audience members are dealing with bullying, there's a plan for
Wow.
what needs to be done. So that information is available to families. Information about what needs to go on if they happen to have a child with a disability, that's on the website.
Wow.
So we also have the organizations that can help, and the organizations are connected on the website by topic. The website has 45 topics
Wow.
that I cover what I call the bumps in the road.
Okay.
Okay, so some things deal with the area of disability.
Sure.
Certainly mental health is a huge issue these
Certainly,
days.
certainly is.
And a lot of people...
Of which you can, in these times, seems like you can never find an answer. I mean,
No.
not necessarily to the illness itself, but assistance in that category.
Exactly, and that's what the website resources are. Who can help me? And who can help me now, where I live? So that was all what the groups who got together said we needed to have. So while it is statewide, it's organized by counties. So folks who are in the Forest Park area, of course, are in Hamilton County.
Certainly.
So let's say that they've got a family member who is having some difficulty and that they think that it might be a mental health issue, or maybe it's been diagnosed that it's a mental health issue. But, you know, what's available?
Certainly.
So they would go to the website. On the home page, it says Find Resources on the main page. They click on that. That's going to ask them an age range. So are we talking about a kid between 11 and 13? Our top age range is 19 through adult. Our website says through 25, but it's actually through adult.
Sure.
What applies to a 25-year-old applies to a 35 and
Certainly.
45-year-old in
Certainly.
Ohio.
Certainly. Especially
So-
when it comes to services.
Right, you're absolutely right. So they can put the age range, then they select their topic, and mental health is one of them, I said. There also is behavior, because sometimes family members have something going on and they've got behaviors that are happening. They don't know why, they don't know what's happening. So they can choose their topic.
So when you say, I have two questions.
Sure.
But while you're there, when you say behavior, are you specifically speaking of young people behavior or senior behavior, or I'm kind of lost.
Well, it would be any behavior. I mean, certainly one of the things we're
Wow.
hearing about is PTSD.
Wow.
And that presents or shows up
Wow.
in some behaviors. And so you might not know whether it's a mental health issue,
Wow.
you know, not be sure. You just know you're dealing with some behaviors, certainly on the part of young people, of children, but even older adults. I mean, when older adults begin dementia,
Wow.
you know, you're dealing with behavior.
Sure.
And so to
And
try
sometimes
to...
you're just not sure what's going on.
Exactly. And you want somebody to help you figure it out.
Exactly.
So the organizations who are listed under behavior are people who are going to help you figure out what's going on.
Wow.
Could be typical teenage stuff. Could be something more serious. And then there will be events. Another part of the website is events that are going on. So there is a pediatric symposium related to mental health issues for young people that's coming up, I believe, at Children's Hospital. That information is on the website. So families who are trying to say, you know, where can I go? You know, how can I find the help that I need? The website is going to give them all that information.
Wow. In the founding concept of the website, you mentioned that there were 100 agencies and different organizations. I'm sorry. Are you able to name some of those organizations that had input in the design and in the development of the whole Red Tree House?
Well,
website?
there were people from Department of Disabilities. There were people from Department of Mental Health.
Wow.
We had some folks from Juvenile Justice, Department of Juvenile
Wow.
Justice. So, you know, it's very broad. And those 45 topics cover those bumps in the road pretty well.
Wow.
And the subtopics, now there also is a Google box on the homepage. and people could put like food pantry in there. So you don't necessarily have to know what topic it falls under.
Sure.
If they have a need, they can put that in the Google box. That will show them which organizations on Red Treehouse can help.
Sure. And I love the part that you said it's family assistance. Because in many cases, being a responsible adult in a family, there's so many things, and having the time to really research. But now there was a central location that one person or two people could go to and look and research and find, well, maybe this, that, certain things. Did you want to mention some other things that might be on the website? Because I'm liking the topics that you're talking about, but there's probably a lot more that people need to know, that the possibility of answering some of the questions that they have is at the website.
Sure. Well, just some of the topics include transportation. That becomes a huge issue. Employment.
Wow.
Programs for young people who are trying to get a job. I just learned yesterday that there's an organization who helps people with a felony get a job, and they are connected to companies who know they're going to be helping people who had a felony conviction get their job.
Wow.
So the problems that families run into are, I mean, you and I together couldn't guess what that's going to be.
Certainly.
And typically, families don't have the luxury of looking at things ahead of time and getting all their ducks in a row.
Sure.
I mean, those ducks I don't even know if they're ducks. When you're dealing with something, they sure aren't in a row, you know. So you have families who are just hit the wall.
Yeah.
And it's like, I need help right now where I live. So they put their county in, they put what their problem is, the resources come up, the websites for those resources, and they can get started on their way.
The simple fact, there may not be a specific answer for a particular family, what they're going through, but at least there is a starting point.
Absolutely.
At Red Treehouse.
Absolutely.
Wow, how awesome. Because, I think we all have to remember that there was a time when you would just have to search the telephone book or call to a particular agency, and I remember being transferred with this. We don't do it. Let me transfer you over here and transfer you over there, and you'd be on the phone for day upon day upon day. Notice I said day, not not an hour, but day upon day upon day, trying to get information about, I'm in a serious situation. I really don't have that amount of time, a lot of time to research this to find out, but to be able to have a central location that a family could go through with concerns about any issues, whether it be senior, whether it be male, because you remember PTS, post-traumatic stress. So, I mean, there's so many things that you can actually cover. I'm going to ask them to put the website on the screen so people can see. We're going to give them the actual website while they're doing that, and then we'll come back. If you want to describe the website, you can go ahead, Mrs.
I can do that. You'll see that brown bar at the top of the picture of the children or the families, and that's where it says Find Resources, and so family members would click there. Now, if there is also that Google box that I mentioned before in that brown bar, so they could, as I said, they could put food pantry, and organizations with food pantries are going to come up. We have a lot of faith-based organizations on our website, and sometimes those don't get listed in other directories. 211s are very helpful. They can do a lot of things for families, but there are a lot of other things that they don't include, and we do, because we know the smaller communities often have great outreach. So they're showing now that that there is one column of resources. Those are documents people can read or download. The middle column is the organizations, and any organization on Red Treehouse has a virtual spot on the website to tell you a little about themselves and then connect you to their website.
Wow.
So then you get so Red Treehouse is like a hub. We don't really do things ourselves, but we connect people who have the need with the people who can help them with that need.
Wow. What is the actual email address for that?
www.redtreehouse.org.
One more time, please.
www.redtreehouse.org. redtreehouse.org.
So if a family member is in really in need of some information, of try to get some resolution, you don't have to pull your hair out. You can go to www.redtreehouse.org, and then you can click on the little section and start searching and see what's
Find
available.
resources can help. They have an opportunity for a quick search where you would put one topic in one county, but sometimes people would be willing, especially like for recreation and leisure.
Sure.
We have people looking for camps for their kids, things to do during the summer. So you might cross over into Butler County.
Certainly.
If there's a great camp going on.
Of course.
So I tell people, if you don't find it in your own county, put some surrounding counties and you'll be able to find what you need. Another thing, we have a mobile version for phones.
Wow.
It's not an app. My 13-year-old grandson said it's not an app. It's a mobile version. So if you don't have a computer or you don't have an iPad or something, you just get out your phone and you look up redtreehouse.org. It will walk you through what you need to do. And for anyone who is part of an organization and wants to have that on Red Tree House, on the home page, at the bottom of the home page, it says for organizations. You click on that, walks you through. It's very simple. We do vet the organization, though. So we want to be sure that anyone who goes to Red Tree House gets a legitimate organization. And when you Google things, you don't always get that.
So what are some of the requirements that you guys look at with the organizations that want to be listed on the website?
Primarily that they are legitimate. We certainly don't do background checks. That's what people need to do. If someone's going to be working with their child, they need to verify that they've had a background checked. And most of our organizations on Red Tree House have that. But what we do is we have what we call boots on the ground. So if it's an organization that we've not heard of before, we have people in that county. We give them a call. We say, would you check and let us know? And so what we're saying is it's legitimate. They do what they say they do in the manner they say they do it. And that's what we verify.
So you guys are very active in seeking new organizations to be a part of.
Yes, sir. That's one of the reasons I'm here.
Right.
I want to let families know that they've got this assistance, and also their case management workers helping families who don't even know about Red Tree House, and it can help them. But for it to really be what we need it to be, we need to have as many organizations and all organizations. So that's one of the things we want. If you're part of an organization, if you have a business, if you're a speech therapist, you can put your organization on Red Tree House, no charge.
And the interesting part about it, it may seem minute to the business owner, but there are a lot of people who are really looking for them but don't know how to contact them.
Absolutely. And again, back to those faith-based organizations that have a food pantry. How do you know that the church in your neighborhood has a food pantry if you don't belong to the church? So I don't want to go to their church services, but I sure need some food for my family.
Certainly.
So you put in food pantry and that church is going to come up.
Wow, how awesome. So I think it's equal as important for businesses who have available services for families to go to the website and list their whatever they can do on the website, as well as it is important for families who need services to go on the website as well.
That's exactly what it's for. As I said, we're the hub. We need the people who have the services, who can provide the help to be on the website, and we need families to be able to go there to know how to use it. Now, when they showed that page, the home page of Red Tree House before, there was a red bar at the bottom, and that's a video of how the website works.
Wow.
So if families are watching this now and they had their pencil and paper, you told them to do that.
Absolutely.
And they put down redtreehouse.org, but they're like, oh, Henry and Sue were talking about, I can't remember it all.
Right.
Okay, there's a red bar, and all they have to do is click on that, and it's going to take them through how they need to do it. And right under the red bar, it says you can create a profile. Now, this is really special. When they fill out it's like 4 questions. On the 1st and 15th of every month, Red Tree House sends any new information on the topic they were looking for.
Wow.
So if you're looking for employment and there's going to be an employment fair, you're going to know about it first.
Wow. How awesome.
Isn't that?
That is awesome. That is so very awesome. And the fact that it's centrally located, it's like a hub of information.
Exactly.
You know, and such multiple, diverse information as well. And you mentioned the fact that sometime if a school board issues some type of a statement or announcement, like you said about bullying, you get it first.
Exactly.
And you can actually download it and read it versus going to a meeting and like, well, what are they talking about? What's in it?
Yes.
You know, so this is why it's important for folks, like we said, folks, you guys want to write this down. You really do. redtreehouse.org. redtreehouse.org. I said red house, okay? Not that the red house is on fire, but it's just hot. How about that? redtreehouse.org.
I'll take that. It is. It is hot with resources.
Exactly. Hot with resources. I love that. And then I think another point that you brought up, which was really fantastic, because a lot of people in faith-based organizations, as you said, they do the services, but they never get it out to the general public that these services are
Yes.
available. So they don't maximize as
Exactly.
much as they could by using a service, and it is absolutely free. So
That's
what
the
a
key
great,
word.
yeah.
It
yeah.
is. It is. And to kind of piggyback with that, when they, a church might say, well, I don't want to put this information for all of Hamilton County.
Certainly.
Because we don't have the resources to handle that. If they're in Forest Park, they can say for Forest Park residents.
So there is a click button that identifies certain communities and the resources just in those communities?
Well, it would still be Hamilton County, but when the church, when the faith-based organization puts their information on the website, I always say in the first sentence to say for particular residents only, because sometimes they don't have enough to share with all of Hamilton County. So they could say if it's a church in Reading and they have a food pantry, they could say for Reading residents. And then that lets people know, you know, unfortunately we don't have enough to feed everyone, so we're going to have to limit it to Reading residents.
Sure.
But most people don't have to put that. It's just if it's a smaller concern. A lot of churches have homeless outreach.
Wow.
And I mean, how do you know?
Certainly. So, but what a great thing to do, to have a website that you can basically go to and get a lot of information. It's almost like a one-stop shop.
That's what some people have said. It's a one-stop shop. Someone else said it's like a free Angie's List for the bumps in the road.
Wow.
And families are going to run into bumps in the road. We all are.
Certainly.
We all have. And so how terrific to have something you can go to at the moment and you can find out where the resources are and get connected to help.
Well, I have about 2 minutes, but there are multiple things that are listed on the redtreehouse.org. I know we talked about some mental things, we talked about some homeless stuff, we talked about faith-based things like pantries and stuff. But just very briefly, because I want to get as much as I can out about this, because I think people really need to write this down, Cincinnati and the surrounding areas, redtreehouse.org, redtreehouse.org. Has some powerful information, even if you don't need it now.
Take a look at it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Kind of see what's there, be a little familiar. So when the fur hits the fan, you kind of are familiar with what you're going to do. It does, you know, Henry.
Wow.
For all of us, it does.
And I see this in a lot of outreach, like you said, faith-based, that just caught my attention, outreach ministries. Because when it comes to, perhaps someone could come and sit down in the office in a certain part of whatever their ministry, outreach ministry, they could go online and search for the people to find specifics as well, rather than going all through the yellow pages and the white pages and Googling. It's the central location, again, to get all of this information.
Yes,
Wow.
it is.
Let's give him that email address one more time, Ms. Bitsko. And I tell you, I'm excited. I'm going to go and put it on my automatic
There you
dial-
go.
my bookmark.
There you go, and put your profile and whatever you're looking for, you just put it in there. And when you were talking about things, advocacy is one of our topics.
Wow.
Sometimes people need somebody to take their hand and help them get through it.
Wow.
It's there too.
Wow. Anything for the family.
That's it.
And you know, you don't have to be a mother, father. You can be a single parent. You could be a youth. You know, I mean, do they cover things, well, mental suicide and that kind of stuff? 'Cause that's been very
Absolutely,
prevalent, bullying
absolutely.
and things like that, because some parents don't really know how to handle it.
No. And foster care issues, that's huge.
Wow.
All that information is on there. Where there are trainings, who can help, Social Security information, when somebody's trying to figure out how to get SSI benefits, it's all on there.
Wow. Give that email address one more time.
www.redtreehouse.org.
All right, there you have it, Ms. Bitsko. Thank you again for coming on the show.
Henry,
It was
thank
such a
you
pleasure.
so much. This
Such a
is
pleasure.
wonderful.
Absolutely. We certainly enjoyed. You gave me some information. Like
Good.
I said, I'm going to lock it on my computer and
All
bookmark
right.
it. So in case someone asks me, I can also send them the Red Tree House.
There you go.
And I'd love to actually send out an announcement to a lot of the organizations, you know, the Empowerment
do.
Group in Cincinnati. Here's a source that you guys can get some information about the people that you're trying to help.
Sure, and get your organization on there so people can find you.
Exactly. All right. Thank you again, Ms. Bitsko.
Thank you.
All right, there you have it. Listen, Cincinnati, I tell you, I thank you so much for listening to that segment of the program with Ms. Sue Bitsko from the redtreehouse.org. You guys really, really want to go on there because there's a lot of information that you can actually download. There are documents on there that you could actually read. There's a lot of information of what you can do at the redtreehouse.org. I tell you what is so amazing is that this exists in the city of Cincinnati. I don't know if you've ever tried to shop and get information, but it's very difficult to really get some good information when you're on the phone, having called so many different agencies. They send you here, they send you there. It's rather frustrating. When you're in a situation with the family, you need information quick and you need it fast. Well, same thing, quick and you need it fast. Here's an organization that basically certifies the different agencies that are represented on their program and just do all these wonderful things to be able to help you, no matter who you are or what the situation is, to be able to get information. I tell you, write that down again, redtreehouse.org, redtreehouse.org, and you can go to that website, search it, read it, even if you don't need it now. I want to inquire, some of you guys that are in churches, you know, that are always looking for resources to assist with some of the issues that come up that you don't have answers to, but to be able to do that and be able to supply that information for them would be fantastic. One more time, I hope you wrote it down, redtreehouse.org. All right, it's time for me to go back into my continuing portion of the show. We have another guest on the program. Her name is Mrs. Jimmy Walker. She is a family concept. Excuse me, it's from Family Concepts. I'm getting tongue-tied. I'm so excited about the Red Tree House. I'm still getting caught up in that. She's from Family Concepts. She does multiple things throughout the community. She has a couple of events that are going to take place as well pretty soon. And I want to welcome to our discussion table Miss Jimmy Walker. Welcome.
Welcome, thank you.
Such a pleasure to have you. Such a pleasure. So I know what it is. Let's tell our folks, what is Family Concepts?
Well, Family Concepts is an event producing company, and we produce events that inspire and motivate people to be the very best that they can. They're
So
not
it's a diverse promotional thing when you guys do different events.
Exactly.
Rather, it's because I don't want people to think it's like a musical.
No, it's not entertainment. That's exactly what.
Although with a name like Jimmy Walker, I would have told you might be able to have some really good events.
I've heard all that goes with the name.
Right. So I'm sorry. Please continue.
Well, as I was saying, you know, and as you were saying too, that many events are just for entertainment,
Yes.
you know, or musical, or you know, things like that. But our events have the purpose and the mission to inspire people to be better, the best people that they can be, and so therefore each event is really family focused, and each event has a goal or a motivation behind it.
Wow. Now, my understanding, you do financial events, financial.
Yeah, exactly.
And you also do bridal shows, and
Exactly.
and you also do and I said financial food pantry information for folks that want to start. I mean,
Yeah.
did you want to expound just a little bit on some of that?
Please. We work with the churches a lot. So we collaborate
course,
with
any
them.
church, of
Yes,
course.
we collaborate with the churches to help them with their events too. And we're working with, like next month, we'll have an event at the Spirit of Christ Church. And it's sort of like a resource fair where they'll be giving out information to help people, such as where to find jobs and things like that. But they'll
And-
also give them free food baskets.
Okay.
Just for coming to this resource
Wow,
fair.
wow.
And,
Now I think this event here, the Spirit of Christ. It's going to take place
Yeah.
on Saturday, August the 5th. That is the Spirit of Christ Church Incorporated Outreach Ministries and Family Concepts 1 LLC presents the first annual senior luncheon. That's Saturday, August the 5th, 2017. That's going to take place from 12 noon to 3 p.m. at Spirit of Christ Church Incorporated Fellowship Hall, 9784 Wayne Avenue, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45215. I think senior pastor is Paul K. and executive pastor is Marcine. I'm sorry. Doors open at 11. For more information, you can call the church at 513, because I have to realize some of you guys are not in Cincinnati. 513-961-9500. So tell me some of the things that's going to take place there at the senior luncheon.
At the senior luncheon, the seniors will have access to different people in the community that provide seniors, services. For example, we're going to have one person from the AARP who will come in and do a fitness exercise program. Then we'll deal with senior fraud. And
Wow.
yes,
Wow.
someone
And
will
you know,
come in.
what's so nice about it, that's a topic that a lot of folks are not talking about.
Exactly.
It's apparently quite serious because people are targeting our seniors,
exactly.
and to be prepared or conscientious of knowing when this could possibly be a fraud when it comes to services, and some folk thinking that cutting my grass, a lawn care service, or someone painting your house could be a fraud, or a plumber or something like that.
Exactly.
So I'm sorry, please go ahead and continue on that.
But as I said, it's going to be free for the seniors, and any senior is more than welcome to come, and there will be a delicious luncheon served also.
Wow.
And we'll have vendors there.
Okay.
Other vendors that will also offer services to seniors.
Wow,
So it should
how
be
awesome.
a great experience. But before that, we'll have on July the 15th will be the resource fair and the food basket giveaway. So that's going to be July 15th, and then in August we'll have the senior luncheon also.
Okay. Wow, how awesome. That's going to take place at the Spirit of Christ as well,
Yeah,
correct?
both of those
Saturday,
will be-
July the 15th. Wow, how awesome. So tell us a little bit about that one.
That's as I said, they will be. Anyone can come, and they'll be giving out food baskets, as well as information on health and jobs and careers, and all different kinds of help for people in that area. Well, it's not just for people in that area. Anybody is welcome to come. And so that should be a help to a lot of people. And we want to get the word out that, anybody can
Sure.
come to that.
So if someone wanted, because I know it's very difficult a lot of times for people to put on events like this, and obviously you're quite good at it, to help orchestrate it and get the right people, have the right contacts and topics of discussion and the things to coincide with the different events. And if they wanted to reach you, Mrs. Walker, is there like a telephone number or website that they could go to basically contact you?
Yes, they can contact us at, the telephone number is 513-550-9074. Our email is familyconcepts1@gmail.com.
Family Concept 1 at
Yeah,
Gmail.
with S on the end of it, familyconcepts1 1@gmail.com. And also we have a website. It's still, a work in progress, but they can learn more about each time we have a new event, then we put that on our website. So it's always changing, but they can learn more about that also.
And I tell you, there's so many organizations, not only just churches, but organizations, period, that are looking for help to put on any kind of major production or event or something like that. And so you guys, our Family Concepts is available for assisting them in that category as well, correct?
Yes, we collaborate with for the Breaking the Chains event that we're having in October. It will be at the New Prospect Church, but we are collaborating with Madisonville Missions Ministry there, and we're working together to put this on because it's so important, and our people are, need the information as to how to gain wealth. As you know, that African Americans have the lowest rate of income than any other culture in the country, but we spend more than anybody at any other cultural
that has
group.
always been a very interesting topic for me. We spend more but earn less. And I think if it were flipped to the point that if we spent more with us, we'd earn more.
Yes.
Now, I may be talking prophetic,
Absolutely,
but if we spend
absolutely.
more with us, and I think the perfect example for me is don't mean to get off topic, is Mr. The gentleman Medea, what's his name? The producer,
Yes.
Tyler Perry.
Yes.
A lot of black support, made his company empowered to hire other African Americans and these quality products, and now the thing is $1 billion. We're all happy, and he's just doing some great things. Yes. Especially when you talk about faith-based things, and then not ordering, but having these type of workshops and annual luncheons and things like this and conferences. This certainly does help to get the information out to people. So I'm sorry, please continue. We're going on to talk about some other things as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Now, Mr. Al Riddick, and he's a renowned author, and he's a financial advisor. He's going to be our keynote speaker at the September event, which will be, as I said, will be
Breaking the Chains at the New Prospect.
At New Prospect. So
Okay.
we're all excited about that, to have him come, and he's renowned for his new book is called The Uncommon Millionaire, and he's already a millionaire at the age, I believe, of 40, and he has a vast amount of information to pass on to us about saving more, giving more, spending less.
Sure,
Yes,
sure. And I tell you, these kind of services are equally as important to community leaders as well. I forgot how many community councils there are, for the community council of a certain city to be able to say we're going to do empowerment group that's geared towards their community on a specific topic. They can call Family Concepts to coordinate and develop something for them as well. Am I correct?
Yes,
Wow.
absolutely. But our the events that we do are very, very unique, and so we create our own events, and as I said, with collaboration of the churches and the church groups, and so it's been very effective. Last year, we had an event that really was powerful. It was called Voices of the Overcomers, and we had people come, and we televised their testimonials of how the things that they'd overcome, like addictions or catastrophic illnesses and things like that. So, as I said, and the Greater New Hope Church was involved in that, so we collaborated with them on that.
Wow. Well, congratulations. We certainly do need services like Family Concepts to help us develop these great gatherings with excellence in order and things like that. So, I'm just excited. I'm going to read the two announcements again. But again, the telephone number for Ms. Walker is 513-550-9074, 550-9074. Then I'm going to read the announcements called Family Concepts, and MMM proudly presents Breaking the Chain. That's Saturday, September the 30th, 2017 at 8:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at the New Prospect Community Summit Hall, located at 1580 Summit Road, African American Financial Empowerment Conference, Kingdom Building Wealth Event. Discover how to become debt-free, save more, spend less, give more, lead a more fulfilling life. Keynote speaker, Mr. Al Riddick. And he's the author of the popular book, The Uncommon Millionaire, the workshop, and there's going to be vendors there as well as lunch provided. For any additional information, you can call 550, let me go over to my other camera, 550-9074. Again, you can email familyconcepts, as with an S, the number 1, at gmail.com. So you guys certainly want to go out and be able to support that event as well. And then we're going to have the Spirit of Christ Church, Incorporated Outreach Ministries and Family Concepts, number 1 LLC, presented the first annual senior luncheon Saturday, August 5th, 2017, 12 noon to 3 p.m. at Spirit of Christ Church Incorporated Fellowship Hall. That's located at 9784 Wayne Avenue, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45215. And the senior pastor is Paul K. The doors open at 11. For more information, please call 961-9500. Again, I hope you wrote all that information down about the upcoming events, that Family Concepts. One is going to be taking place in the city of Cincinnati. Certainly we want to go out and support those kind of events and get information to empower us to be the best that we can be. All right, so let's move to our third and final segment of the program. You've seen him on the program before. He is the director of what we call the Cincinnati Marching Stars. You may ask, what is the Cincinnati Marching Stars? Cincinnati Marching Stars is one of the most wonderful marching bands in the city of Cincinnati, and we're just so proud of them, and they've been doing a lot of things, and I just wanted to really let him come back and tell you what's really happening with the band right now, and also let you know where you can hear them. We're proud of them. They're actually Cincinnati-based, community-based band that has appeared on many, 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 many events throughout the city of Cincinnati. So please welcome my third and final guest, Mr. Eric McDaniels. Eric, welcome.
Welcome, my brother.
How are
Thank
you?
you so much. I appreciate it.
Such a pleasure. Such a pleasure.
Thank you.
Man, I cannot tell you how so very proud I am of you for being the director and also the founder of the Cincinnati Marching Stars. But before we go into the actual Marching Stars, I want to kind of interview you just a little bit. And the reason I say that because there's so many guys that have visions, but they never ever take the initiative to expound on those visions. We see what you've done, because I know that when you first started this thing, man, it was really tough, and many doors were slammed in your face, and yeah, you're getting all the accolades now. Or the simple fact of some people like, he's really crazy. I think one of the things, you know what I mean? I want to say, you actively go into the inner city and incorporate basically youth who have no agenda to join your marching stars and transform their lives.
Yes.
I know that the group that I'm affiliated with, the 100 Plus African American Men's Course, supports.
Fabulous organization.
Well, thank you, sir.
Yes.
Supports your efforts for the simple fact it gives young people a resource to be successful in, because there are many people that need trumpet players. I'm a musician. They need really good drummers.
Yes.
Some of these guys have a natural beat, but then all of a sudden they're like, well, I want to be hired, and so you can make a lot of money. I'm an entertainer, so I know you can make a lot of money as a musician. Sometimes better than the so-called accredited folks. So let's go back to you, man. Where did the vision come from? I mean, were you just sitting at home, doing nothing? I mean, what happened? How did you get this concept?
Well, I gave up, and what I mean by that is, I used to be one of the band directors over at Withrow High School.
Okay.
But then it really wasn't it didn't feel like that's where I'm supposed to stay.
Okay.
So I just sat down and said, okay, Lord, I give up because everything that I'm doing doesn't seem like this is supposed to be like this.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, he just started putting, whatever I did there. It's the scripture where it says, your gift shall make room for itself.
Sure.
And
For
then,
you.
For me, and I started to, think about, well, if I did it for the school, why don't I try to take it to the community? Because
Wow.
at this point, the schools was cutting music and arts programs.
Sure.
All over the country, actually. And I decided to go into the heart of Cincinnati, which is over the Rhine.
Now, this is the part that is of most interest to me, because traditionally, if someone's going to start a band,
Right.
the last place, man, you're going to start it is over the Rhine.
Right.
You know,
You're right. You're right.
Over the Rhine is supposed to be the most dangerous neighborhood
Yes, it
at one time.
At one time
the most
it was.
dangerous neighborhood
Yeah,
in the country.
Yes.
The poverty rate was so low, it was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the most negative young people, they're
Yeah.
carrying guns.
Oh,
I
man,
mean, they're
shooting
selling
everywhere.
drugs.
Yes.
And here you are coming out of an accredited establishment, Withrow High School, band director, and you go into basically the hood.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, because we have to be a light somewhere. A light isn't good if it's surrounded by other lights. So I had to go
Wow.
into where it was dark, where I saw that it is a lot of crime, but yeah, it's a lot of kids here. And we hear about a lot of kids getting caught in the crossfire. So it became one of those things, well, what then can I do? How can I be a solution? And the thought came to me, well, if I get them off the streets, into a safe haven, they're out of that danger.
Wow.
And then as we became a light, the crime rate actually went down. I mean, we was on the corner of McMicken and Vine Street. I mean, at one point, it was news cameras all over that place. I mean, we practiced over at Finley Playground. We just became such an inspiration to that community where the people started giving the kids water. They started coming over and just watching the kids practice because they couldn't believe it. And we was on Channel 12, Channel 19, Channel 5 came over.
With a positive image.
With the positive image.
Yeah.
They couldn't believe it. I mean, that these kids are actually out here doing something positive.
Wow.
This is the first time that they've actually seen such an impact in this community. And now we're over at the West End, and a couple of years ago, the West End was always on the news. And now this area, I haven't heard anything yet.
Wow.
And it's great. I mean, we got kids all over the city. I mean, we got kids from Avondale, Westwood, Madisonville, Roseline. I mean, you name it. Even including the West End and over the Rhine, we got kids all over the city. And they come every day, 8 to 4, practicing down at the Seven Hills Neighborhood House. And it's been great.
Wow.
And not just that, CCPA, which is Cincinnati College Preparatory Academy, they saw us. And they wanted to know if I could become an after-school program there.
Wow.
Yes. So, and not just that, God has blessed us now. We even over at Phoenix Learning Center in Avondale. So now we got 2 locations for after-school programs.
In a position that an average person would be afraid to go into.
Right.
Wow.
Oh, it's amazing. I used to tell the kids when I used to work at 2020, and they used to say, oh, you can't go in my hood, you can't go in Avondale, you can't go in over the Rhine. And I said, why can't I? And then as the Spirit of God been telling me, oh, why can't you go here? Why can't you go there? Go here, go there. You can do it. And next thing you know, people start connecting with me.
Wow.
Mr. Matthews, which is the superintendent for CCPA, whatever you need, man, come on, I got you.
Wow.
Miss Rome from Phoenix, yo, you need this? I got you. Let me know what you need.
Well, and I know this is in an after situation. In the initial introduction of the Cincinnati Marching Stars, how did you, as a man, process that stereotypical male thing, the fear of, I don't know if these cats gonna pull out a gun on me, and because I hear this all the time, and it's not an excuse. It really is.
Right.
It's a very poor excuse when you've been charged to do something to let it hold you back. Well, I don't want to say nothing to those kids, this and blah, blah, and one of them get in my face. And say, I've been to some of your rehearsals.
Right.
So, though they may be playing well now, they did come from the hood. Okay.
Hey,
So I've been in your rehearsals, your rehearsals where you have very fatherly directed and diverted some craziness and stuff that has transpired in the rehearsal. But I think I want to go back again to the question, because someone probably has not necessarily this vision, but another vision that requires a certain mind to overcome that fear of the initial start off.
Right.
And there had to be something, and I'm not trying to say specifically what it was, but let's tell some of the guys, what did you do, in reference to getting to that point that you just proceeded with what your vision was?
Well, you have to first go in there with the mindset that they're children. They make mistakes. I've made mistakes as a child, and I have to remember that I used to be young. So the mistakes that they made, either I've done them or I know somebody else has done them. So I can't really hold them accountable.
Wow.
So, example, instead of putting them out for arguing with each other, get out my band. You can't come back. Look, man, come on back in here. We can talk about this. Sit down. What happened? Let's discuss some stuff. Because a lot of them haven't had that conversation with their fathers. And it's amazing to me because another parent actually got upset with another child and said, well, that child should have learned this and learned that. And I said, how could he?
Yeah.
If he doesn't have those parents in the household like we did, how could he learn those things? And unless he's actually taught.
Wow. We had a guest on the show, and Minister Leslie Calhoun is our guest coordinator.
She's a lovely young lady.
We're brown nosing, all right. And the guest was identifying that he grew up in a certain place. He's very successful now, but he grew up in a really dysfunctional home. But he said, contrary to the way we think, he didn't know it was a dysfunctional home. It was normal for him to have his father be in jail, his mother to sell drugs, his grandmother to sell illegal liquor. That's all he knew.
Yeah.
And I think, man, I learned from that, and I kind of have to share this, that there's a great deception in people who have a vision. And that great deception is anticipating or assuming that people know what we know.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, it's amazing that the moms that I deal with, because I deal with a lot of single moms.
Sure.
You'd be surprised how much they think they know.
Wow.
I love Mother's Day. I love Mother's Day. And then when I get to Father's Day, when the moms come at me, oh, I'm their daddy too.
Wow.
I said, wait a minute, Mom. I understand you're there, but there are some things that you can't teach them that they need to hear from the man.
Exactly.
And so when I talk to them, I can raise my voice and the whole room will get quiet.
Wow.
Because a lot of times they're not used to that. And when they feel it, it's a sense of ownership that they have.
Yeah. And I tell people all the time, young people want to be led. They love authority.
Yeah.
And I think the lack of providing, good authority, not just because I am what.
Right.
I tell folks, you don't tell your kids, well, why? Because I said so. No. You don't just say that because you're not teaching them to understand really what the situation is and why you're addressing a situation like that. Because I said so. No, I need you to follow because specifically I made a decision and if I need you to do this so that I can do this and blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay, fine, no problem. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now, I'm not negotiating, but I'm communicating because when they clearly understand, they can be a part of rather than rebelling and say, oh, he's just against me. No, it's the picture's a lot bigger than just that.
I make them think.
Yeah.
To me, it's not just about playing the music. I talked to him the other day. I said, how many of y'all know about chores? What do y'all do? When y'all go home, what do y'all do?
Wow.
Oh, I play video games. I stay up to 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, really?
Wow.
I asked one girl, do you know how to do chores? She said, no, I don't do any chores. It was amazing to me.
Wow. Simple responsibilities.
They have none.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
I mean, literally, they have no responsibility. They go home, they outside.
So you also, for as equal as you teach the young people, you also teach the parents as well.
I have to.
Wow.
I have to because it's like they want to know, but they really don't know. And they want it. Some of them tell me, I want my son with you.
Amazing. Amazing. You know, we could go on and talk, and you've got to come back. I do apologize for the lack of time. But let's talk about right now, how can they contact you to get more information? I want you guys to really support this young man in his ventures because he's doing something phenomenal in Cincinnati. A lot of us cannot get into the certain neighborhoods and deal with some of the young people. He's doing some grassroots stuff, and we really need to support him. What's a good number that somebody, if they wanted to be able to reach you, to just, you know, support you at what you're doing?
Sure, they can give us a call at, of course, 513-655-7198. And they can also see us on Facebook, Cincinnati Music and Arts, as well as our website, cincinnatimusicandarts.org. And I do want to first thank you. A lot of people don't know, but a lot of people probably do know that you've always been one of our biggest supporters.
Absolutely.
And I really thank you and Ms. Leslie for that. And the fact that a couple of years ago when we performed with the 100 Plus, it was phenomenal.
Yes, it was.
The kids enjoyed it. They talked about it. I mean, and they never experienced that before.
Wow, wow. Well, it was certainly wonderful for us. For those of you that are not familiar with what we're talking about, the 100 Plus African American Men's Chorus does a concert every year, and we decided to do a version of the Little Drummer Boy. And when we did the version of the Little Drummer Boy, everybody was, you know, singing. They told me, it was a nice, quiet, you know, version. And then all of a sudden, way in the back. And so, I mean, people are like, what is this?
Yeah.
And here comes this incredible marching band playing. And it was such a great infusion.
With
of
the bongos.
Yeah.
The African drums.
You did. The rendition was an African version. We went from the African to the traditional. We went to the gospel. I tell you, it was phenomenal. So listen, you guys have got to support this brother that's doing a phenomenal job. 513, I think I wrote it down, 655-7198. Is that correct? 655-7198. You guys have them at your churches, have them at the Reds, have them at the football game, wherever. Let's support this guy in his efforts, because you know what? One person can change the life of a nation. One person, and this is one of those people that can change the life of a nation, and he certainly does need our support. So again, Mr. Eric McDaniels, he's the founder and the director of Cincinnati Marching Stars. Reach him, 513-655-7198. I hope you wrote that down, because we definitely, again, we need to support this young man in his efforts. You know, you guys have some events that are coming up pretty soon.
Yes, we will be performing in the Northside July 4th Parade, as well as Norwood, Black Film Reunion. We are all over in the major, and as